Hi everyone, I'm Swati here. In today's video, I'm going to explain you about variables. What is variable, how do we initialize it, how to access it, and what are the types of variable. So let's get started. Basically, what is variable? Okay. In Java programming, basically variable is basic unit of storage. Means it's a named memory location. Okay. Okay. So these variables are defined as basic unit of storage in Java programming, and usually they are defined as a combination of three things. One is type, second is identifier, and third is initializer. Okay, so here type defines what type of data it is. Okay, for example, if I write int a equal to 10. Okay, so here this type defines this integer, what type of data it is. Identifier means this name of the variable, and initializer means I am initializing some value to this variable. So here I can say as this a is a variable of type integer which having value as 10. Okay, this is general format. How do I define the variable along with the type, identifier and initializer? This is the general form. In addition to this variable has scope as well. So what do you mean by scope? Scope defines two things. First is visibility and second thing is lifetime of variable. So this scope defines two things, visibility and lifetime of variable. So here visibility means like it's a part or section of the program where we can access this variable, that is called as visibility. And lifetime of variable means here like how long that variable is gonna stay in main memory, means how long this variable is alive in main memory. That defines lifetime of this variable. Okay. Now this variable basically consists of two words, that is vary plus able. So vary means where we can change. You can change the values of this variable, right? Allowed, right? Here variable means like when it is allowed to change the values, then it is called as variable. So vary plus able, variable. That's why the name is variable. Okay. Now to understand this topic more clearly, I want to give you one example, real time example. Okay, so just imagine this variable as a container. Okay, means where you can put something like a container. Okay, just imagine this variable as a container. Okay, so in general in Java programming or any programming, whenever you develop the software, there is lot of data, right? What is IT? It's information. It's all about data. So whenever you're going to build a software, actually you're going to process lot of data. Lots of data will be there, right? So how do we store this data? We need something, right? So Java provides variable where we can store this data and values, right? So for that purpose we have variables in Java. Now just imagine you have a half kg of laddus. Okay, how many laddus? Half kg of laddus. So how you going to store it? You need something, right? So you can store this half kg's laddus in one box, right? We'll draw one box here. Okay, so this is one small box where you can store the half kgs of laddu. Now suppose you have 1 kgs of laddu. Can you store the same like this 1 kg of laddu in the same box? It's not possible, right? This box is small. You can store these many laddus in single small box, right? You need something bigger than this, right? So I have another bigger box than this. where you can store laddus in this box, right? Okay, similarly, just imagine you have 2 kgs of laddus, right? You need bigger box than this, right? So that you can store 2 kgs of laddus. As well as, instead of storing the laddus, same box you can use to store gulab jam, same box you can use to store jalebis, that box can be used to store kaju katli. That means here you are able to change the data, contents of this box. So just imagine this box as variables. Okay, all these boxes are variables. Okay, and these laddus or gulab jam, whatever the contents are there inside the box, these are values, or you can say as data. These are values and data. So here you are not able to fit this 1 kg of laddu in the small box, right? So according to the size and type, okay, so according to the size and type of data, Java provides you different types of variable to store different values. So see here we have different variables. So all these variables, different types of variables are used to store different values. Okay, right? So in general, we have different types of variables to store different types of value. Values can be integer, it can be a character, it can be a float, anything. So in general, we have variable as a basic storage unit. So whenever I say, for example, see here, in the previous example, I have written int a equal to 10. Okay, int a equal to 10. So whenever I have written this statement, just assume this is the memory. You know that memory consists of multiple blocks, right? So whenever I'll write this statement, what does it mean? This is the variable which is of type integer. So how many bytes we need to store integer data, right? 4 bytes. So 4 bytes of memory space, how many bytes? 4 bytes of memory space is going to store or reserve to store this value for this variable. So here system is going to allocate 4 bytes of memory space to store this value for this variable. So this storage space is called as variable. This storage space is called as variable, and the named location, the name given to that location is called as identifier. Okay, so this is identifier. A is means what is variable? Named memory location. So A is a variable here. So which will be stored at, let's say, some particular address 1002. So at this particular address, this is the storage space allocated to this variable. Name is where A, where I can store the value 10. So here in general we say A is a variable of type integer having value 10. Okay, is it clear? Hope it's clear. Now see, we have understood exactly what's the meaning of variable. So how do we initialize it? How to declare all these variables? So basic form of declaring the variable is, let's see, syntax. This is the syntax. In general, how do we define the variables? First it's type, then it's identifier, then value, and multiple values with variable name you can store, and with semicolon. For example, as I said, int b equal to Okay, when I say this int b equal to 50, it means int is a type, data type. That means we have different types of data, right? Integer, character, float. So like that, int is a type, b is a identifier, that means name given to that memory location, and value is 50. So whenever I want to define multiple variables, then on a single line I can define int a, comma b, comma c. Whenever I want to initialize the variable, I can write int a equal to 10, comma b, comma c equal to 30. So here what does it mean? I am initializing this 10 value to a using assignment operator equal to. Okay. So here whenever I say c equal to 30, this value is gonna store in variable c. That is called as initialization using assignment operator equal to. So when I use this operator, it will store that particular value to variable c. This means initializing variable with value 30. This is called as initialization. So declaring initialization, what does it mean? It means you are going to tell the compiler, this is my variable name which is of type integer and value is 50. So all this information we are going to give compiler. Means compiler will get to know all these informations using declaration and definition of this variable. Okay. Now see, similarly, whenever I have another type of data, let's say float. Float f equal to 9.40 means f is a variable of type float which will store the value as a floating point value. Okay. Likewise, if I have a data character type, let's say x, which is going to store this x. Okay. So here this value, okay, single character. So we need to give in a single quote. So this value is going to be stored in x variable which is of type character. For example, again we have another data type as double. So double pi equal to 3.14159. So here this pi is a double type of variable which is going to store this value into this variable. So we have different data types. Okay, using different data types we can define different variable and we can assign different values. Different values, different variable, different data type. So using type, identifier and initialization, these three things we can define the variables or we can declare or initialize the variables. Now coming to the next topic, let's have a look on what are the types of variable. In Java, basically variables are categorized into three basic types. These are local variables, and instance variable. There are basically three types of variable. These local variables are variable which are declared within the method or constructor or you can say as in a block. So these variables are defined within block or you can say as method. Okay, within block or method. Here while declaring this variable we cannot use static variable. Sorry, static keyword. Here you means along with this variable static keyword is not allowed. Okay, and what about access? Here we can access this local variable within the block only. Okay, all the or within the method or within the constructor. Means all these local variables can be accessed within the block or constructor, or you can say as method. Okay. See, first just try to understand local variables are the variable which are defined within the block or method or constructor. These are called as local. We cannot define the static keyword with local variables, and these variables are accessed within the block or constructor or method. Okay. Now fourth point is about initialization. Here initialization is mandatory. Means we must define we must assign some values to this local variable before using it. In general Java, that variable must be declared and defined before using it. Okay, so here in case of local variable we must initialize the variables before using it. Okay, now let's talk about instance variable. So instance means what? Instance, right? We are creating the instance. Means we are see, we have a class, we are creating objects. So what is object? Object is an instance of class. So instance variables are defined within the class. Okay, they are defined within class. Okay, all these instance variables are defined within the class. And here, as I said, we can create multiple objects of class. Object is an instance of class. So each and every object will maintain its separate copy. Okay. Next, here also we can't use static keyword with this instance variable. Okay, can't use static keyword. Next, here we can access this instance variable through object. Okay, access is through objects. Means here whenever we are creating objects, okay, through this object of this class we can access this instance variable. Access is provided only through object. And here we can have different types of access like public, private, protected and so on. So along with this instance variable we can provide access modifiers. Here initialization is not mandatory. That means here, default value is 0. Okay, in case of instance variable default value is 0. Now let's talk about static variables. So these static variables are like an instance variable only. They are defined within the class itself, but the difference is that the static variables are defined with static keyword. Okay, the static keyword is must here. Okay, it should be declared with static keyword. Okay, without static keyword you cannot define the static variable. Now here third point is all about access. Okay, here you can access this variable directly you can access this variable, no need of like object. Means you can, but here access is in general, it's direct access. Now about initialization. Okay, these static variables are initialized at once only. That means memory allocated to this static variable is only once. Okay, means these variables, static variables are going to create at start of the program itself. Okay, all these static variables are going to create at the start of the program itself. So here in case of instance variable, this default value is 0, okay, for number. Likewise here default value is 0 only, but in instance variable this default value for num is 0, for boolean it is false, and it is null for reference object. Okay. Likewise in static variable we have default value 0, and all the variables are initialized or define some values at the start of execution of the program itself, and all the variables will get destroyed at the end of program automatically. Okay, this variable is also called as class variables. Okay, static variable is also called as class variable. Why? Because these variables are associated with the class, and they are like common for all the objects, common for all the instances. Okay, now see here, as I said, these static variables are like called as class because they are associated with class and common for all. That means suppose if I create 3 objects of the class, okay, and I access the static variable through one of the object, means it's common for all. That means whatever the changes I made to this static variable using one of the object, okay, it would reflect when you access the same variable through another object as well. Got it? Hope you have cleared this topic. So basically there are 3 types of variables: local variable, instance variable, and static variable. Okay, scope of this variable will be local, that means within the method. Okay, that's why the name is local. Second type is instance variable, and third type is static variable. So just remember these 4 basic points: definition, what about the static keyword, and how do we access this variable, and initialization. Okay, only in terms of static variable here, means initialization is little bit different. Okay, means at the start of the program only it will get initialized, it means it will get created and it will get destroyed at the end of program automatically. That's why the name is static. Okay, so to get more clarity on this topic, let's execute one small example so that logically you will get all this concept clear. Okay, means logically you will be able to understand the concept of variable, what is local, what is instance variable, and what is static. So let's execute one small program. So let's see one example to get more clear idea on what is instance variable, what is static variable, and what is local variable. I will write one small program so that you will understand all about this type of variable. So let's write class. Let's define the class name as sample. Okay, this is my class name. S should be capital here. Now here I am defining one static variable, static int c equal to 30. Okay, then one more variable, int a equal to, let's say, 10. Okay, then now inside this method I have written one more variable as a b and initialized with value 20. Now let's print this variable. Okay, now see, I have defined this class with the sample. S is capital, static int c equal to 30. So as this variable I have declared in the within the class, okay, and with keyword static. So this is called as static variable. Okay, this is c, data type int, and static keyword, static int c equal to 30. Okay, now here I have declared one more variable a with value 10. So this variable is inside the class, within the class I have declared. So it is called as instance variable. Okay. Now see, inside main method, public static void main. So here see, public static void main, this is the method. Inside method I have declared one more variable. Meaning of this statement we have seen in the previous class, right? What is the meaning of public static void main string argument? Is command line, right? So here inside method I have written one more variable name and I have initialized with value 20 and type is integer, int b equal to 20. So within the method, okay, variable which is defined within the method, it's called as local variable. Means we can access this variable within this block only. Outside this block we cannot access this variable. Okay, the means scope of this variable is within the block, within the method. Okay, now see, whenever I am going to try to print it, it will print value 30 for c variable, right? It will give the output as 30 because this is a static variable. I can access it directly. So it will give output as 30. Now whenever I am going to print this variable, means value of this variable, it is also going to print 20. But when I say system dot out println a, it will give you error. See why? Because the instance variable we cannot, this is the instance variable, right? Instance variable we cannot access directly. All the variable we should access through object reference. So first we need to create the object. So how do we create the object? See, class name, right, sample, then object name equal to new operator. New operator is used to create new objects, and then constructor, semicolon. So this is called as creation of object. Right, here we are creating object of this class. So using this object we are going to access this variable, instance variable a. And while printing system.out.println, here instead of writing a, I must write obj, that is object name dot variable name. So using this operator I am accessing this instance variable through object. So first I need to create the object using this syntax. So here I have created object, obj is the object name, object dot variable name. So when I print like this, then it is going to give you value as 10. Okay, so here is the difference. Okay, complete this block. Yes, complete. So here is the difference. Whatever the variable we have declared within the block, it's called as local variable. Okay, variable that are defined with the static keyword, it's called as static variable. And the variables defined within the class, it's called as instance variable. So hope it's clear what is exactly static variable, instance variable and local variable. We can access static variable and local variable directly. But to access the instance variable, first we must create the object, and through object we can access the instance variable. So hope it's clear. Now let's execute this program so that you will understand it clearly. So let's write this small program and let's execute this program which will explain you exactly what is instance variable, static variable and local variable. So let's type and I'll show you the execution. Okay. So let's write the program. To write a program, you can use any editor, any text editor like Notepad. We have NetBeans, gedit, Eclipse environment. You can use anything to get executed. So right now I'm typing this program in Notepad. So let's type class simple. S should be capital because this is the class name. So my class name is a sample. Open curly brackets. This for the class. Then I am defining one static variable c with value 30. Okay. Next, I have another variable int a equal to 10. Now, write public static void main string arguments. This is the command line arguments. Okay, this is the main method where the program execution gets starts. Okay, so this is the main method, and I have defined void here means which didn't write means void means nothing, it will not return anything. Okay, inside this main method I'm writing one more variable int v equal to 20. Then I want to print the values of all these variables, so I have system dot out dot println command. So one by one let's print all the values of all variables. Here s should be capital because system is the class, out is the object and println is the method. Similarly, I want to print the value of b as well. System.out.println b. And finally, I would like to print value of a as well. Okay, here I am printing all three values a, b and c. So let me write this. Okay, so we have typed the program in a notepad. Save it with .java extension. You must save this file with your class name. So here my class name is sample with S capital. So same, I have to save the program with the same file as a class name. Okay, I have saved it. Now open the terminal. So here, see, first I need to compile the program. Okay, now how do we compile the program? We have Java compiler, javac, then file name dot java, right? So it's compiled. See, we are getting error here. What is that error? Means here, see here, non-static variable that a cannot be referenced from the static context, right? Static context. Now see here, this static in C is a static variable, right? Because this variable is defined with the word static. So this is a static variable which is defined inside the class sample. So this variable can be accessed directly. Okay. Now this variable is called as, see, int b. This variable is called as local variable, which is defined inside the main method. So to print the values of a and b, it's okay, we can access directly. Okay, both this variable, this one a static c variable and this local variable b, we can access directly. But see, this int a equal to 10 is a instance variable, we cannot access it directly. So while printing the value of a, it is giving error, right? So it will print the value of c and b as 30 and 20, but while printing the value of a, it is giving error. So what we need to do, how do we access the instance variable, as I said, we have to create the object first and then we can access the variable. So here, how do we create the objects? We have a syntax: class name, then object name equal to new, then constructor. So here new is the operator which is used to create the new objects. Now once we have created the object, then while printing the value of this a, we must write object name dot variable name to print the value of instance variable. So like that we have to print the value of a. So first we must create the object, and through this reference we can access the instance variable a. Okay, so I hope it's clear which is local variable, which is instance variable, and which is static variable. Here the variable defined with static word, it's called as static variable. Next we have instance variable which is defined within the class. Okay, within the class, and to access this variable we must have object to access the value of this variable. And inside the method I have declared variable b which is called as local variable. Now this is the correct program. Now let's compile again and see the output. See, we have compiled. See here you can see that dot class file will get generated. Just a minute, we got one error. Here s should be capital as it is string arguments. We have seen in the previous video. Okay, so yes, now it's compiled. Now see here, we after compilation the class file will get generated. Okay, this is the class file. So this is actually bytecode which is machine independent, that's why it's a platform independent. Now execute the program. What command we have? Java sample dot java, means java file name dot java. So see, after executing this we are getting output as 30, 20 and 10. The value of C is 30, value of B is 20 and value of 10. So 30 means it's a static variable, 20 means B means it's a local variable, and 10, that is A equal to 10, that is instance variable. So now it is printing all the values. Hope you have understood this. Now let's see what is the difference between static variable and non-static variable. See, static variables, you know that we have declared with the word keyword static. Yet the non-static variable is also known as instance variable. Why? Because see, memory is allocated whenever it is created. Okay, in case of static variable, the memory is allocated at the time of loading of this class, means at the start of execution of the program, so that these are like known as class variable. Okay, next difference, non-static variables are specific to an object, means we need to refer through this object. As in case of static variables are common for every object, which means this memory location can be shared by every object, means reference, as a reference or same class. Okay, that means it's common for all. In case of non-static variable, we can access with object reference. In case of static variable, can be accessed with class reference. Here object reference, here in static variable we have class reference. So see here, you can see this. See, this is the syntax. How do we define the non-static variable? Object reference variable name. Okay, and here the static variable we can define as, means syntax of the static variable is class name dot variable name. This is the general difference between the static variable and non-static variable. Okay. So like a summary, I have given all the differences between local variable, instance variable and class variable in one small chart. So it's all about declaration, initial value, and syntax. Okay. So already we have seen how do we declare the local variable. Means obviously we need to declare it before using it, right, in the method or block. In case of instance variable, it must declare anywhere at the class level before or after use anything, but local variable must be declared before using it. And the class variable can be declared anywhere at class level, but the static keyword is must. Okay, class variable is also called as static variable, and we must define with the static keyword. Now let's talk about initial value. In case of local variable, initial value must be assigned before the first use. Okay, we must initialize this variable before use. In case of instance variable, the like 0 for numbers, we have a default initial value 0 for the numbers, false for the boolean, and null for the reference object. Okay, in class variable, it is same as an instance variable, and it addition means additionally can be assigned value in special static initializer block. Okay. And here there are some syntax. Here, while declaring the local variable, we must follow the standard rules. Here also we must follow the standard rules, but often like a prefix to the clarify difference from the local variable. Here I have given one example. Here the static variable, final variable are all uppercase, otherwise normal naming conventions. So we are going to discuss about naming convention in the next video. So this topic I will discuss in detail in the next video. So hope you have understood what is the variable, how do we declare, initialize the variable, and what are the types of variable. Thank you.